Welcome to Lifted, a podcast where we talk about all things health and fitness for busy working mums and women who are trying to navigate their way around parenting, work and relationships whilst wanting to prioritize their own fitness and body goals. We'll explore ways to help you achieve and maintain a lean, strong and sexy physique that is essential for helping you carry out your day-to-day tasks without burnout. We'll talk about relationships, self-love, and even dive into the mindset side to help you shift your perception, change your paradigm from one of inability or lack of to one of pure abundance and endless possibilities to enable you live your best, healthy, and fit life, being the best version of you that you can be. I'll share my journey as a bodybuilder and talk about everything it's given me in terms of achieving a strong mindset and a will that's totally unbreakable. I am your host, Carol West, and it's my absolute pleasure to welcome you to today's episode. Hello everyone. Welcome to my new podcast, Lifted. It's a pleasure to have you joining me today. And for me, this is a very exciting journey because it's the very first episode I'm recording and it's way out of my comfort zone, but I'm here and I'm doing it anyway. I'm really glad you've managed to tune in today, where I will get to talk about and introduce myself so that you get to know me as a person, what I do, my likes, my hobbies, my passion, and what my main reason for having this podcast is. Future episodes will involve everything to do with health and fitness, bodybuilding, competition preps, meal planning, nutrition side of things to help you keep and stay fit and healthy if you are on the journey to body transformation, or if you've decided that you want to take seriously your fitness and your health for a good body and a good physique. And just general good health if you feel like maybe you got to a point where you are veering off a bit and you have lost track of where you need to be and you need some sort of guidance and knowledge as far as nutrition is concerned and as far as training in the gym is concerned. I will be talking and covering all those topics today. So I'd just like to start by introducing myself. I am Carol West. I am a personal trainer / body transformation coach, and I've always been into fitness. I've always been involved with things around fitness and working out and training, but the intensity of it didn't happen till very recently when I decided to dive into the competitive side of things, and that's where I really got to push myself out of my comfort zone. And that was good. That was good for me. But going back to where it all started, I used to be very interested in the gym side of things. And I had friends who were trainers, personal trainers. And I got involved in like going in and helping out at the gym with a few things in terms of trying to keep everyone motivated, say for like classes, and that's how I really got into it. That is over 20 years ago, so I've been in the fitness side of things for quite a long time, but as I say, it's not till very recently that I really ramped up the intensity of it all. So when lockdown happened in 2020, I kind of lost my spark a bit and I wasn't sure where I was headed. And I kind of lost myself and my love for fitness. And it was hard because I looked at training as a way of expressing myself, as a way of helping me feel good in myself, in my own skin. And not just that, it's the element of going out and meeting like-minded people. It was really, really, really nice. And then when that got taken away, I kind of lost myself a bit. So when I tried to make my way back into fitness, I happened to inquire about a photo shoot prep that I saw being advertised online. It ended up being run by who is now my mentor and co-coach, for the Elevate program, Body and Health Transformations. And she took me on and prepped me for a photo shoot. And I really just got stuck in because I was at that point where I really did want to make a big change to my life because I got stuck over lockdown. So then the photo shoot prep went really well. It was that good. The body responded really well, and it just turns out that all I ever needed is just a bit more knowledge on my nutritional side of things. And as soon as that got tweaked, we achieved amazing results. The photo shoot was a massive success. I enjoyed the whole experience. It was wonderful. And then naturally, the progression was always going to go into the bodybuilding side of things. So then we had a sit-down meeting, my coach and I, Lucy, and we figured that it will be a good starting point for me to start prepping for a bodybuilding show. At this point, I had not worked with her long enough, really, for her to get to know how my body responds to all things. And there wasn't really much of a long time to stay in the building phase because I have another business which is very physically demanding, and summertime is the time where we're most busy. So I wasn't looking to be in prep over summer, and I said that to her, and I said, like, look, we're here in May now, so if we're going to go into a building phase, it won't be very long, which I appreciate. It's frustrating for a coach because you really want to push the food as high up as you can in order for you to gain as much muscle tissue as you can, because once you start the prep side and you start dieting down, there will be an amount of muscle tissue lost through that dieting phase. So the best approach to go in with is to build by pushing the food as high as you possibly can before you start your dieting down phase. So as frustrating as it was for her, I said, well, let's just try it. Let's try it and see how it goes. We might achieve good results, but if not, it is a learning curve and we can put that to one side and try again maybe in another year and have a longer building phase. At this point, I did feel that I looked good and I felt like it would be okay for me to go in and compete. But obviously with her being a prep coach and her being the professional, I had to seek like a really honest opinion from her. And this is where it's really important if you have a coach for anything, whether it's a body transformation or whether it's for prep, that you really are having a good relationship and open, honest communication with your coach, because eventually it will be down to how well you communicate. That always translates into the results you get at the end of the day. So I've always been very open with her. I've always told her how I feel all through my preps, both for the photo shoot and the bodybuilding. And she's more of a friend, really. And now she's my mentor as well. So it's a brilliant, fantastic relationship. And if you can get that sort of relationship with your coach, you can achieve great things, because then she will be able to read your body and what it's doing depending on what state of mind you're in. So sometimes for a coach, it's really hard when the client says they're doing everything, the nutrition is bang on, the training is bang on, but the body is just not responding. And you sat there scratching your head thinking like, what is going on? So if, say, it's something stress related and you're not communicating it, or it might be something daft as not hydrating properly, or your sleep is disturbed, or you're not getting a good quality sleep, all these small factors can come into play when it comes to body transformations. And especially for prep clients, it's really important to tick all these boxes, because it will translate to how your body looks on stage at the end of your prep. So yeah, we managed to push the food quite high up for my first prep. We did go up as much as we could. We had a short time, so it was May. Well, it wasn't actually May because I went on holiday in August. So I had the photo shoot in May. I had a bit of a break, May, June, and then July I got back into it, but then I had a holiday August time. So I couldn't really stay on plan because I was away for quite a bit. I came back September, I think we started. So we didn't really have a long build phase. But we did push the food quite high up. And I started dieting down January time. So then by this point, obviously my head was in the game. I was looking forward to seeing what we're going to bring. I did feel quite fluffy at the time because the food did manage to get pushed quite high up. At some point, I used to feel like it's an actual sport in itself, just trying to get all the food in. It's all very much a learning curve, and I can say honestly that it's been amazing watching my body transform over the time frame and over the period where I was building and going back down into a dieting phase to what we actually managed to achieve and to put on stage. The experience itself was mind-blowing. For me, I didn't know what to expect, but I knew that I was ready and willing to challenge myself and to push myself as much as I possibly could. Because I'm one of those people who is like a small child. Like when you tell a child, don't touch that button, and they're thinking like, well, what's going to happen? I really just want to touch it and see what's going to happen if I press it. So I am one of those people who, if you say something's hard, and you read all about it, and you see it on Instagram and you see it on social media, like, oh, bodybuilders are like, oh my God, I'm dying, it's really, really hard, and you have to be really strong. And they're like, well, I'll be the judge of that. And it was hard, I won't lie. The first time, because you don't know what to expect, you kind of just go through the motions with it. And it was hard, but I was that focused. I was refusing to think of it as hard. I was just thinking like, I've got to get through this because it can't beat me and it can't be that hard. So that first time was okay-ish. And then yeah, we did compete. We went, I did really well. Again, for the first time, I wasn't expecting anything spectacular, but I was hopeful. And this is the thing that I'm going to be talking more about on this podcast as well. How to position yourself when you're doing anything mindset-wise so that you just don't go into things just thinking like, I'll just give it a go and see how it goes. I really want to focus on changing that perception for you so that when you're getting involved with something, you're getting involved in something with the whole of you. Your heart, your body and soul, you commit to it. And honest to God, the results that you will achieve when you have that difference of a mindset, it changes everything. So then I'm going to talk you through after that the first bit when we got to stage in May. So yeah, I just said, we'll just go in and just see how it goes. It's going to be whatever. It is what it is. But yeah, I was hopeful as was my coach. My coach was very positive, and she's very much a winner's mindset sort of person. So she was like, do you know what? Don't say hopeful or don't say maybe. We're in this thing to win it. So you're gonna have to go in there with that winner's mindset. And because of my old conditioning and how my brain works, it's like, oh, yeah, right. Like, who goes in first time and wins anything? And I really was of that mindset. And the biggest difference for me from that first time, the first competition, to this second one, It's just the mindset shift to thinking and believing that it is yours and you can do it and you can win it, and you believe that with all of your heart, soul, body and spirit, and it's made an absolutely massive difference. I couldn't even begin to tell you, like walking into that second phase of my competitive season, how different I was as a person. It was much harder. It was really hard. And there were days that I really had to dig deep and just to think, like, how bad do I want this? And for a lot of people who don't understand what bodybuilding is all about, you can't really express or explain it in any other way than I am doing at the moment. But it's a battle between you and you. And really, you want to focus on bringing the best version of you on that stage and trying to improve on what the previous condition or physique you brought on stage was. Bearing in mind, you do get feedback from judges once you've competed, so you try and work on those weak areas. For me, posing was a big thing because, again, I am not a naturally flexible, flowy moving kind of girl. I have grown up with boys, so most of my upbringing and way of being is very male orientated, and I've got quite a strong masculine energy. So the first time I tried posing, I almost walked out the door because I just thought, like, I cannot do this. How does anyone do it? Because it was the hardest thing ever. And to think that none of your training matters in the gym, no matter how much heavy weights you push, how fantastic your body looks. If you cannot translate that on stage, you might as well not do it, because you're not going to be judged on how good you look just by being looked at. You have to present all of your body parts, and I'm not saying that in a rude way. You have to present your muscle in a way where the judges can see that you've actually worked your socks off in that gym. Everything should be popping right. The way you carry yourself should be spot on. You should exude confidence, elegance, sassiness, sexiness, all that stuff, which was absolutely far away from anything that I ever was or I was ever going to be. But I dug deep and I thought, I'm going to go in. I'm going to go in and I'm going to do this thing regardless of how I feel about who I am as a person. And this is where things change. You literally change your way of thinking, or way of thinking about yourself, the way you think about what you can and can't do. Because sometimes these are things that we just tell ourselves that we can't do because you've been conditioned to believe that you can't do certain things. And that in itself limits you to not being able to do quite a lot of things because you kind of put barriers in front of you. And there will always be obstacles, and you'll always think like, oh, that's too hard, or I can't do that because this is who I am and this is how I am. But I'm here to tell you today that who you are and how you are is completely changeable, and you can do that if you really want to. You only have to want to do it. And this applies not just to bodybuilding, and this is what I'm going to be talking about in all other episodes. Bodybuilding has reinforced a lot of things that can be applicable to each and every area of your life. Resilience, discipline, strong mindset, the will to see through what you start, the ability to dig deep in very difficult circumstances or very hard times, or times where you feel like you've given everything and you can't give anymore, you can't go anymore, and you're there fighting. Now, for a lot of people, they'll think like, well, I don't really want to be spending all my life fighting. I'm quite happy as I am, thank you. But you don't progress. You don't grow. And as human beings, we are spiritual beings, and we are meant to evolve, and we're meant to always move forward and progress, because sitting in a place where you're comfortable and it's your comfort zone is all very well and good, but you'll get to a point where you'll go stale. I don't know whether any of this is resonating with anybody or it makes sense or not, but you just get to a point where you're almost like a robot, like you're on autopilot. You're doing the same things day in, day out. You get to a point where you have got nothing to look forward to, nothing that excites you, nothing that lights your fire, nothing that you feel like you can wake up to feeling like, do you know what, it's a good day, and I'm going to wake up and I'm going to be so full of passion and so full of life because it's another day for me to do what I love doing, and life is fantastic. I'm not saying that you should live every day feeling like that. We're all human at the end of the day, and you're allowed low days, and you're allowed days where you don't feel your best, and that is okay. But what you don't want to do is to get to a point where these days overtake the good days, or you get into a loop where you work and work and work weekdays, you grind and grind, and you're looking forward to the weekend where you can go and get wasted or indulge in vices that don't really serve your body well. You want to think about having a life that's full of fire, full of passion, something to always drive you, something to always help you look forward to every day, regardless of what's going on around you. You need that. Very, very important in this life that you have that. And this can be achieved by having a sense of purpose. Again, a lot of people lack that. That sense of purpose is very important, because once you lose a sense of purpose, or you don't know where you're going or where you're headed or what you want to be doing, or you don't have any goals that you've set, you're a lost soul. You really need to go back into yourself and have those conversations and ask yourself what it is that you really want to do. What it is that really lights you up when you think about it? What is it that gives you that zest for life and the joy of waking up and feeling like, it's a good day and it's going to be great. So I have veered off topic a bit. And I knew this was going to happen, but you will have to bear with me. It's my first episode. I'm literally just getting into the swing of things, but I'm really excited about all the topics I'm going to be covering. It won't just be about health and fitness, because that gets boring after a bit and nobody wants to be told about nutrition and how to train day in, day out. So keep listening. Be on the lookout for my next episode. I will be touching a bit on relationships. I will be touching also on mindset stuff to help you, again, just be in that right frame of mind to spur you on and to push you on to be your best self. Because we all want that. We all want to live our best lives. We all want to look forward to every day like we're actually living and not existing. It's great when you get yourself to that place where you actually feel you've got an excitement and a joy for life. It's fantastic. And it's a feeling that I want to share with the world because I've experienced it. And almost every day, I won't say every day because that's saying like I never get off days. I do get days where I'm a bit blur. But my heart is always full. And I can honestly say that hand on heart, because I know what it feels like to go through like hard times, like turmoil, internal turmoil, and trying to fight your inner demons. And when you get through to the other side and you get through to the light, oh, the view is amazing. It's fantastic. Every day is it's even if it's something that's hanging over my head, I try and just put a positive twist to it, and I give thanks. I give thanks for the comfortable bed that I've slept in. I give thanks for the food that I'm looking forward to eat, especially now that we've finished prep and we're looking to go into a growth season, which again I'm so excited for. I'm really looking forward to that. It's the best bit. It might not be when the food is really high up and I'm like, oh my God, I can't eat all this, so help me. But yeah, it's brilliant when you get that passion for life, and you only get that if you have something that you're actually passionate about, something that when you think about, you smile, and it gives you joy to think about, and actually you feel energized and alive when you think about it. So yeah, it's been great. First episode done and dusted. Think I've done all right. Please give me feedback on any other topics that you'd like me to be covering, because I'm happy to speak about anything and everything. There's no holding back with me. I will be having guests also in these episodes, in the coming ones. So every so many episodes that I do solo, then I will have a guest coming in and we'll share different topics. But obviously I will be advertising that before the episode comes in. But I'm really, really excited for this. It's a new venture for me again. And I'm looking forward to sharing everything with you, and hopefully you'll get something out of it, and it will help you feel not just better in yourself, but have the belief that it will be all right in the end. And if it's not all right, it's not the end. Thanks everyone for listening. I will catch you on the next episode. Take care. And just before you go, don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to my channel so you don't ever miss any upcoming episodes. Also, you can follow me on Instagram and Facebook at Carol West Coaching. Are you interested in coaching or joining our team as a client? We offer photo shoot, body transformations, as well as bodybuilding competition prep packages. The team at the Elevate Health and Body Transformation Program are ready and waiting to help you achieve and maintain your dream physique. Whether you're looking to step on stage or just want to do it for yourself, you can send us a DM and we'll get you on the road to achieving a lean and fit physique. Bye for now.